Hey, I'm Janelle and this is toDIYfor. So this week it's less of a DIY and a little bit more of a styling makeover video. So we've been in our new apartment now for over 6 months and I have been putting off doing the office. It is also our spare bedroom. My boyfriend uses it as his gaming room, so it's a multi-purpose room and I just had no idea how to go about decorating it. So I finally tackled it this week, and I found it challenging because there's an entire wall that is a closet. So you can't do anything with that because they're big sliding doors. I store all of my DIY supplies in there, so it's a primo closet to have. But then there's also a window and a door, and it's just awkward and small and tight, and we want to maximize the space. We can barely fit a futon in there for when guests come over, but we found one, and now I wanted to go about finishing decorating the space just so it's nicer. I walk past it every day and it looks terrible in my opinion. So now I'm happy that we have this beautiful space. When we have guests come over and stay, it'll be a nice place for them as well. And I'm just gonna show you kind of how I decorated it. Really tried to keep this to a very small budget and maybe some of my tips for styling as well when it comes to the shelves that I did. But there is also a mini DIY in there for how you can do some wall art. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is the room I'm working with. You might actually recognize that corner bench. I made it in a previous DIY. I will leave it linked for you if you want to check it out. But I just kind of randomly have some wall art hung up here. It looks terrible, I know. Taking it all down. These golden triangles are also left over from another DIY I did, which was a renter-friendly accent wall. I always planned on taking them down. Anyways, I have these 2 pine boards here. They're cheap wood that you can get at the hardware store. 6-foot board, cost me a couple bucks, got them to cut it in half, and I'm just giving it a nice sand outside. Make sure those boards are nice and smooth. While I was also out there, I painted this frame that I picked up at the thrift store, and that's another great tip. Don't buy new frames. There's so many that you can get at the thrift store. If they're in a little bit of rough condition like this one was, just simply grab a can of spray paint and paint it to match your decor. So next I got my boyfriend to help me out with these shelves. It's really helpful to have somebody when you're doing this so you know where to hang them. So we kind of marked where we thought we wanted them, then we grabbed the wall brackets, put the shelf on top and leveled it, and then I marked on the wall where those wall brackets sat. And then we went back and we drilled the holes through the 2 marks where screws are gonna hold this in place. So these are the like $2 wall brackets that you can get at IKEA that everyone seems to have. So we drilled those holes into place. Then you're gonna drill bigger holes for the wall plugs because we didn't hit any sort of studs in the wall. And then once the wall plugs were in, we screwed them into place, and look how sturdy these shelves are. So I'm not gonna give you any more details because I don't know that I have the best advice for hanging shelves, and it's pretty straightforward. The last thing you're gonna need to do is screw the shelves right into the bracket and then you're done. However, before we get to decorating, I'm gonna show you this great DIY trick. So this is some art that I picked up at IKEA, and these are the 2 pieces that I really liked and I thought I would use. The other 2, not so sure. However, this was $4 total because I got it on sale, so I bought it. And I wanna use this embroidery hoop as basically a frame for this piece of art. So I need to cut it down a little bit, which is all I did, and just made it into a nice little square. So once you have your art cut down, you're gonna flip it over, and then you're gonna take anything like string or yarn, something that you have laying around, and you're gonna tape a piece of that to the back. I'm taping it because you might need to adjust this. So I would suggest tape over glue. But you're gonna take the other end and you're gonna wrap it around your embroidery hoop a couple of times, leaving a couple inch gap there like I've done, and then you're gonna tape the other end. So go away around and do all of those and try and keep it evenly spaced out, and then when you flip it over, it looks something like this. So you can adjust it if you need to, if it's a little wonky and off center. But the other thing I thought looked really nice is if you spread out the yarn like I'm doing here, and it helps make it tight. And I just love this kind of newly framed piece of artwork. It's kind of unique. And here I'm just showing you, make sure you clean all the panes of glass if you're working with a double paned glass frame, but I'd love how that looks. So getting to decorating, of course I used a lot of plants, but plants are actually a very affordable way to decorate. These are all picked up at IKEA, and the pots included. I think I maybe spent like
$25 on plants. The little ones, they're really affordable. And you want to get different heights of items. So that's why I stuck that tall tree there on the end. The frame is also high, adds some elevation. And for items that are really small and they're just not working, get a couple of books. You might already have them at home. Bonus, doesn't cost you anything. And you can use it to layer items and bring some height to them as well. Or you can go to the thrift store and they're like a couple of dollars. So I've seen a lot of people use these pendant lights and these wall brackets to make sconces. And I originally thought I would do that, but I actually really liked the way that it looked wrapped around the entire shelf a whole lot more, and it pulls it further away from the wall as well. Another idea to use something that you already have at home is records. It's something about your personality, put it on display. It's already a piece of artwork, so why not? And lastly, I'm just gonna say, go to the thrift store and pick up some items. That's exactly where I found all of these cool old cameras that I have. And this is another thing I used to decorate, just some electrical tape to hold up any posters or artwork. It's renter friendly, there's no holes in the wall, and it looks kind of cool. And lastly, I just hung this piece up with a little tiny clear thumbtack to finish off the whole look.
Less of a DIY tutorial video. Let me know if you still enjoyed watching the makeover process, the styling process. Maybe I'll be able to do more of these videos in the future if that's what you are looking for. So leave that down in the comments below. This was a requested video based on my community tab. So if you've ever checked that out, please keep voting. It's definitely where I go to kind of generate ideas for what you really want to see on my channel, just by simply asking questions on different DIY ideas, and everyone wanted to see me do that makeover. So that's what pushed me to finally do it, so thank you. And please, yeah, keep voting there, or leave your comments down below on things that you'd like to see me try in the future for upcoming projects, because sometimes you just run out of ideas. And I do this channel for you, and I want to be making things that you guys want to see and enjoy. So be sure to also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter for an inside look on some of my projects sometimes. You can do that by following me at Janelle Steeper, and you can feel free to connect with me there as well. Slide into my DMs, tweet me, whatever it is. But please come back next Wednesday for a new video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. Cheers.